Hi, everybody. Well, it happened again. So, in reality, I don't know how this is always happening. As you know, I fly a lot. I fly over 100,000 miles a year easily. So much so that I hit that super elite 100K status with Air Canada. And I love Air Canada. They've always been very good to me. They've looked after me. I like their flights. I like the food. They're quiet. I've never seen fights on an Air Canada flight, which is great considering how many times I fly, etc. The crew is always friendly to me. I've never really had any issues. I had my bag lost once. Once in the entire time I've cruised, and they got it to me the next day. But it was on a flight home. That tends to be the case. Every time I'm flying home, I get issues, delays, canceled flights, not to my destination, not on the way there, but always on the home when you're, anxious to finally get back to your home and get to bed or have a home-cooked meal or something. Again, it happened this time. And it started off where we got on the plane in Fort Lauderdale, and they did something there that seemed very odd to me. They loaded up the people in wheelchairs first, which is normal. That's exactly what should be happening. And then they called for super elite guests, not zone 1 or business class or first class or anything. They said super elite passengers. And I was surprised at how many super elite passengers were there. I said, oh my God, there's a lot of us on this flight. Normally there might be one or two in that super elite category. And I'm going, wow, look at all these. And then I realized that they called the super elite from 25,000. There's 4 categories. There's 25,000 kilometers, there's 50,000 kilometers, 75,000 kilometers, and then the 100,000 kilometer range. So some of these folks are flying 25,000 kilometers, which is a little easier to reach. If you just fly to Asia and back, you're almost there. So that's a pretty good start. And I was kind of shocked to see all these people there. And okay, all right. That's one way to go. But then we get on the plane, they load everybody on, and we're late. We're delayed. Over an hour and a half. We're late. Now I have a 2-hour and 20-minute window to catch my next flight in Toronto. We finally take off, and I'm looking at there, and I'm timing it, and I'm thinking, okay, if I rush, I'll be able to make it there. But remember, I gotta go through, customs as well, because I'm coming from the States. I have to go through Canadian customs to get to my flight. My bag's gotta make it to my flight, etc. So as soon as we land, I'm like in the front row. So I'm one of the first persons to get off the plane. And I rush down, I get to security first, I get through security, I rush up, and they are loading the plane. They are just lining people up now for the plane. And I go, oh my goodness, there's a stroke of luck. I caught my plane. Yeah, all right. Except when we get on the plane, there's a problem. They are having problems getting a booster that starts the engine. So we had to wait for that. Then we had to wait for a tow to back us out. Now the tow arrives, but the trouble is it was Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, Monday, and I look out my side window, and see all these planes lined up, like all zigzag around me. And I'm going, well, we can't go anywhere because that's where we have to leave from. That's where our plane has to pull out because it's an enclosed area. It's like a U. And we're at the tip of the U and all these planes are there. And sure enough, the captain comes on and says there's a whole bunch of planes that are trying to get into docks and off the runways, and we're delayed. The next thing I know, they do start up the plane, and the car is backing us up, and I'm okay, we're about to take off and everything, and not too big a delay, maybe 15 minutes or so. And then they pull us back and put us at the far corner of the U, right in the center of that U. And that's where we sat, while all those planes in front were being pulled into different docking bays, etc. And then finally we take off. And I go, well, I had my nephew Paul, and the whole family showed up. Angelina showed up with their son to say hi, welcome back to Ottawa, and they were waiting for me to text them. So I told them, well, I'm probably going to be about a half hour, 45 more minutes late. And remember, the flight is only 40 minutes long, so I'm almost double the length of time than we were supposed to be. It doesn't end there. It does not end there. I land, and I text them and say, okay, we've landed. I'm just waiting for my bag. Now, when you go through security in Toronto, they scan your passport, your ticket, and if you get an arrow, a green arrow, that means your bag has been taken off the plane and is on its way to your plane. You're good to go. If you get an X, that means your bag hasn't been removed from the plane yet, and they make you wait until that clears. So I had seen that check mark, so I should be good. Guess what? My bag didn't come off. Suitcase didn't arrive, along with 6 other people. And so, well, I text my nephew, who is now circling the airport with his family, because there's no place, you're not allowed to park in front of the airport. So I go over to security, to this Air Canada desk, and I'm second in line, and the lady there says, yeah, I don't have, he says, oh no, it's on flight 466. And she goes, well, that's amazing, because I'm not on flight 466. I'm on flight 464. And he goes, oh, but it says here it's on 466. She says, it might be on that, but I'm on 464. Apparently, our flight left so late that they ended up putting it on the next flight with 2 similar numbers. One number separating it. I don't know if the baggage handler had dyslexia or what, but then we had to wait for the next flight to arrive another 15 minutes later, get unloaded, and get our bags off. And my bag was the second bag to come off that flight. Meanwhile, my nephew and niece were circling the airport waiting for me to give me a ride home. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I don't ever have any issues going to my destination. But I'm telling you, if you're on a flight with me and I'm on my way home, you should expect delays.